Lin used Soul Blaze and attacked the soul-devouring insect guard, which was supporting the soul-devouring insect mother. He also attacked the soul-devouring insect mother herself. Both monsters began to burn in Lin's soul flames. Seizing this opportunity, the undead general commanded the skeleton mages to attack with their elemental spells. The skeleton mages unleashed ice and fire spells on the soul-devouring insect guard. Its body began to burn, and Lin immediately used the skeleton fangs to strike it. With that, the soul-devouring insect guard perished. Seeing this, Lin smiled and said he would handle them one by one. Now that there was a corpse, Lin used his ultimate skill, Corpse Explosion. When Lin activated the Corpse Explosion skill, the body of the soul-devouring insect guard exploded instantly. It was a boss-level monster, so its corpse was enormous. When its huge corpse exploded, the soul-devouring insect mother next to it was also caught in the blast. It was the most massive explosion Lin's Corpse Explosion skill had ever created, even injuring the soul-devouring insect mother. Lin quickly commanded his gold-grade skeleton warriors to launch their counterattack. Hundreds of skeleton warriors assaulted the soul-devouring insect mother. Against the immense soul-devouring insect mother, Lin's skeleton warriors appeared like ants. But since she was already injured, she didn't risk it and used her rapid hatching skill. Seeing her attempt to hatch, Lin said, "Since you're courting death, don't blame me for what happens next." After the soul-devouring insect mother used her skill, thousands of soul-devouring insect eggs in the lair began to hatch. From those eggs, an army of small soul-devouring insects emerged. The newly born insects immediately started to fly and awaited their mother's command. Already injured and exhausted from using the rapid hatching skill, the soul-devouring insect mother commanded the small insects to attack. Thousands of soul-devouring insects charged at the hundreds of skeleton warriors, using their universal shred skill. Seeing the soul-devouring insects, Lin smiled. He had been worried there wouldn't be any corpses, but now he no longer had to worry. Lin immediately used his skeleton fangs skill. Skeleton fangs emerged from the ground and struck the small soul-devouring insects. When the soul-devouring insect mother saw her children die like that, she grew furious and used her soul explosion skill. The skeleton warriors were blasted away by the explosion. Seeing the soul-devouring insect mother's anger, Lin smiled and told her, "Don't be too anxious. It'll be your turn soon." Lin then cast his slow curse spell on the soul-devouring insects. All the insects were caught by Lin's slow curse chains and were immobilized. Taking this opportunity, all the skeleton warriors charged at them and easily annihilated all the soul-devouring insects. After the insects died and turned into corpses, Lin again used his Corpse Explosion skill. The bodies of the small soul-devouring insects began to explode one by one. The soul-devouring insect mother, caught behind them, was also ensnared in the blasts. When thousands of soul-devouring insects exploded, the soul-devouring insect mother had no chance to survive. The explosion continued for 13 minutes, and 13 minutes later, the soul-devouring insect mother was completely incinerated and fell to the ground. For killing the soul-devouring insect mother, Lin received 5.1 million experience points. Along with that, Lin obtained a soul-devouring insect mother egg, 10 soul crystals, and a soul gem. The soul-devouring insect mother egg can be handed over to a beast-taming master for hatching to receive a soul-devouring insect mother, and the soul gem can increase spirit recovery speed by 10 times. Lin was surprised to see that the soul-devouring insect mother had dropped more soul crystals. He was happy because they were valuable items. If he sold the insect mother's egg, the price would definitely be high, and the soul gem was exactly what he needed. Lin remarked, "No wonder Master said the eternal trials offer endless opportunities. I've only just entered, and I've already received so much treasure." When the soul-devouring insect mother died, it released a huge amount of aura that covered the entire sky. Seeing the aura, human hunters realized that a world boss had been defeated. They wondered who was powerful enough to kill a world boss here, but hoped it was a human. After the soul-devouring insect mother released all its aura, its body began to turn into dust. Once its body had completely turned to dust, a black rock with an unknown mark was left behind. Lin wondered what it was. When he picked it up, its information appeared. It was a primordial rune, the qualification token to enter the primordial space. Lin was shocked to discover that it was actually a token to enter the primordial space. He remembered Master Bai Shen telling him that the primordial space had laid the foundation for him becoming a divine professional, and that even humanity's detection techniques came from there. Lin hadn't expected a primordial rune to be hidden in the soul-devouring insect's lair. While Lin was holding the primordial rune, suddenly a spell activated, and red rune magic began to emerge from it. Lin was surprised to see this. The primordial rune continued releasing the rune magic, which entered Lin. Suddenly, Lin was shocked when all the rune magic that had entered him burst out of his body and shot into the sky. The red energy could be seen from miles away. People were shocked to find that someone had received the primordial rune, making that person a target. Over the next 10 days, as the light disappeared, enemies would constantly appear to kill him and steal the rune. Seeing the red light, Lin realized he had become a public enemy. He wondered if his master, Bai Shen, had experienced this predicament too. As Lin pondered this, suddenly a knife came flying towards him from behind. When the knife was about to hit Lin, his skeleton armor activated and stopped it. Lin noticed someone attempting a sneak attack. He immediately turned around in anger and cast his slow curse spell. The one who attacked Lin was a dragon warrior, who got caught by Lin's slow curse chains. Skeleton warriors immediately jumped to attack the dragon warrior, but he easily dodged their attacks. Lin forgot that dragonkind is naturally resistant to curses, so the curse's effect was weakened. However, Lin wasn't going to stop there. He immediately used his skeleton fangs skill. Lin's skeleton fangs pierced through the dragon warrior's armor and tough skin, heavily injuring him. However, the dragon warrior was not alone. His comrades quickly used a healing spell and healed him. The dragon warrior's leader flew towards Lin, commanding the other dragon warriors to kill Lin and steal his primordial rune. Since Lin was emitting red light, everyone now knew that Lin possessed the primordial rune. Lin looked at the red light coming out of his body and thought, Master once said that only after enduring 10 days after the light disappears will I fully possess the primordial rune. He looked at those level 40 and above dragon professionals and smiled, thinking, in that case, I shall kill as many as they come. When the dragon warriors advanced towards Lin, he summoned more skeleton warriors, creating a whole army of them. Right after that, he summoned the undead general who used a legion strengthening spell. All the skeleton warriors gained more strength and became more powerful. Along with them, Lin also summoned his skeleton mages, who were ready to cast their spells. Seeing so many skeleton warriors, the dragon warriors were shocked and asked how there could be so many skeletons. The skeleton mages used fire magic to attack the dragons, but the dragon warriors used a group defense skill to block their attack. Seeing them use group defense, Lin smiled and said, no matter how thick your shields are, can they compare to the soul-devouring insect mother? Saying that, Lin used his skeleton fangs spell to attack. Lin's skeleton fangs destroyed the dragon warrior's group defense spell. All the dragon warriors fell to the ground when they got hit by the skeleton fangs. Before the dragon warriors could understand what was happening, the skeleton mages attacked them again. The dragon warrior's leader was shocked and used attack attraction, group taunt, and extreme defense spells to face off against all the skeleton mages' spells. Right after the skeleton mages' attack, the skeleton warriors immediately jumped to attack the dragon warrior's leader. To stop the skeleton warriors from killing their leader, a dragon mage used a landslide spell. The ground beneath the skeleton warriors' feet broke down, and all the skeleton warriors fell into that crack. The dragon warrior's leader was heavily injured and realized that it was impossible to get the primordial rune from Lin, so he asked all the dragon warriors to retreat. When Lin saw them retreating, he took out his Thanatos scythe and asked, "Are you trying to escape? Did you forget that you tried to assassinate me?" Lin used a soul crystal, and his spirit increased by 1,000 points. After that, Lin used 3 more soul crystals and increased his spirit by 3,000 points. Lin said that this was the perfect time to test his new undead. He raised his Thanatos scythe and summoned the undead soul-devouring insect king. The ground around Lin was covered in green flames, and from those flames, the undead soul-devouring insect king in its second form emerged. Seeing the undead soul-devouring insect king, the dragon warriors were shocked and asked, "What is that?" But when they recognized that it was the soul-devouring insect king, they all became too scared. They all started to run away without a second thought. However, because the soul-devouring insect king was in its second form, its agility was very high, and it immediately reached the dragon warriors. The undead soul-devouring insect king grabbed one dragon warrior who, too scared to fight back, asked the undead soul-devouring insect king what it was trying to do. The undead soul-devouring insect king opened its mouth and began eating the dragon warriors. Seeing this, all the dragon warriors became terrified, and there was no way for them to escape. The undead soul-devouring insect king then used its soul-shaking shriek skill on the dragon warriors, causing their souls to feel pain as they began to leave their bodies. Following this, the undead soul-devouring insect king used its devour soul skill and started consuming all the dragon warriors. Seeing the battle end in such a manner, Lin said, "As expected of the soul-devouring insect king, killing those dragonkind professionals is a piece of cake." For killing so many dragon warriors, Lin gained 70,000 military merit and was promoted. 2 more stars appeared on his hunter badge, and Lin became a 7-star second lieutenant. After that, he raised his Thanatos scythe and called back the undead soul-devouring insect king. Lin looked at the red light and smiled, thinking that perhaps his identity as a public enemy might be quite useful. While he was lost in thought, he suddenly heard someone calling him Junior from behind. The one who called Lin was from the Xiajing Academy's Genesis Institute hunters. Seeing those guys, Lin remembered Master Bai Shen telling him that there are even humans who would fight their own kind to gain benefits. Master Bai Shen had warned Lin about the dangers,